Welcome to part 2 of phase rule. In this part, we are going to discuss applications of phase rule to water system and also merits and demerits of phase rule. First part of video, we already discussed that if a point is on line, then degrees of freedom is 1. Whereas if the point is in plane, that is x and y axis, and it is in plane, that is xy plane, then degrees of freedom are 2. Whereas if the point is in space, then degrees of freedom are 3. Now let us discuss applications of phase rule to water system. So for water system, a curve between temperature and pressure is shown here. Here there are 3 phases: vapor, water and ice. Along curve OB, 2 phases coexist, that is vapor and water. Along curve OA, again 2 phases coexist, that is water and ice. Whereas along curve OC, 2 phases, namely vapor and ice, those are exist in equilibrium. Now in diagram there are 3 areas. Area BOA, water is exist, that is liquid phase. In area AOC, ice is exist, that is solid phase of water. And in area COB, vapor phase, that is nothing but gaseous phase, is present. Now water vaporizes, that means this curve OB is called as vaporization curve. Whereas ice converted into water, that is ice melts and convert into water, that's why this curve OA is known as melting point curve. Whereas ice is converted into vapor, that means solid is converted into gas without liquid formation, so this is known as sublimation. That's why this curve OC is known as sublimation curve. So there are 3 curves: OA, OB and OC. In this phase diagram, there is point O. So these 3 curves meet at point O, known as a triple point. So in this phase diagram, there are 3 areas, 3 curves and 1 triple point. Now let us discuss application of phase rule to this water system. So whatever we expected degrees of freedom, if same is appear by the application of phase rule, that is P plus F is equal to C plus 2. So what we say? That this is the application of phase rule to this water system. Now let us discuss. Along curve OA, OB, OC. Now the number of degrees of freedom expected is 1, because these are the curves, and in order to locate position of point on the curve or line, as you know, only 1 coordinate is required. That's why degrees of freedom is 1. Now let us see whether same result is obtained by the application of phase rule or not. You know, P plus F is equal to C plus 2 is a phase rule. That is F is equal to C minus P plus 2. Now this system is a 1 component system. That's why value of C is equal to 1. Along this curve, 2 phases coexist. That's why value of P is 2. Now put this value, what we get? That F is equal to 1 minus 2 plus 2. That is F is equal to 1. That means these curves are univariant. What we expect? That F is equal to 1, and same conclusion can be drawn by the application of phase rule. Now as you know, there are 3 areas: area AOB, area BOC and area COA. Now let us take one area AOC. So as you know, in this area only ice phase is exist. Now since this is area, that means in order to locate position of point in this area, pressure as well as temperature, that means value along x-axis as well as value along y-axis is required. So 2 coordinates are required to locate position of point. That means this area is bivariant. Now let us discuss whether same conclusion can be drawn by the application of phase rule or not. Since in area only one phase is present, so P is equal to 1. This system is one component system, that is value of C is equal to 1. So put this value in the phase rule, P plus F is equal to C plus 2. And rearrange equations, so what do you get? That F is equal to 1 plus 2 minus 1, that is F is equal to 2. So same conclusion can be drawn by the application of phase rule. Now as you know, in phase diagram there is a point O, that is curve OA, OB, OC meet at point O known as triple point. Now since this triple point appear at temperature 0.0075 degrees centigrade and pressure of 4.58 millimeter, that means this point is already defined. So there is no need of any coordinate to locate this point, as this point is appear at particular temperature and pressure. That's why here degrees of freedom is 0. Now let us see whether same conclusion can be drawn by the application of phase rule or not. As you know, on this point, three phases, that is ice, water and vapor, these are coexist. That means value of P is equal to 3. Whereas since this is one component system, so put these values of C is equal to 1, P is equal to 3 in the phase rule, P plus F is equal to C plus 2. And by rearranging, what you get? That value of F is equal to 0. That means same conclusion as we expect. Video of existence of triple point is given in the description. So click on link given. So in this way, these are the application of phase rule to one component system, that is water system. Now let us discuss various merits of phase rule. First one is that it is applicable to both physical and chemical phase reaction. Then second, it deals only with macroscopic system like phase, component, degrees of freedom. So information about molecular structure is not essential. The third one is that here it does not consider nature or amount of substance present in the system. And last one is that it is convenient method to classify equilibrium with the help of phase, component and degrees of freedom. So first limitation of phase rule is that phase rule can be applied only for system in equilibrium. If system is not in equilibrium, then you can't apply phase rule. Second is that all the phases of system must be present under same condition of temperature, pressure and gravitational force. Third one, phase rule consider only the number of phase and not their quantities. Hence, even a minute quantity of phase will be considered as separate phase. That means if impurities are present, then also it is considered as a separate phase. Last one is that at one time you can apply phase rule for a single equilibrium state. So these are the various limitations of phase rule. Thank you for watching this video.